What is going on YouTube? Taylor here from Cheddar.com, and in today's video we are going to be talking about probably the biggest mistake that most sellers run into when they're starting their Amazon FBA business, or whether they've been doing it for a little while and they're wanting to scale up to a much larger store. And that problem is going to be whether or not they are tracking every purchase that they make for their inventory and keeping detailed records of whether or not that inventory arrived at their prep center or their warehouse, whether it was returned or whether it was sent off for a replacement, maybe the order was canceled. There's tons of variables that can happen when you're purchasing hundreds, if not thousands of items from one website, having it shipped to you or to your prep center, and then shipping it into FBA. That is why tracking your inventory and your purchases is so important. And if you're not doing that, I'm telling you right now, you need to start doing this right away, because I promise you, you are having money slip through the cracks in the form of inventory that is lost in transit, refunds that don't get refunded to your credit card, orders that are canceled but they are never refunded onto your credit card, and multiple other variables that can happen as you're buying thousands of products throughout the year. Last year, we sold $1.8 million in sales on Amazon. We purchased roughly about 12,000 items, and those are just SKUs. That doesn't involve the quantity for each of those SKUs. It just is the SKUs themselves, so about 12,000 SKUs. And last year, we probably pulled a little over $10,000 worth of lost inventory or refunds that never got applied. So again, I really implore you to be tracking every purchase that you make. In this video, I'm gonna show you the old way that we used to do this using Google Spreadsheets. And then I'm gonna show you the new system that we've adopted for 2022 that's saving us about 40 to 50% of our time when it comes to sourcing, and also providing accuracy and simplicity to our tracking methods when it comes to making purchases for Amazon. There's gonna be a link in the description below with a template of this spreadsheet system, as well as a link in the description below of the new system, Cheddarsoft, that we are using. We actually designed this program and built it for OA sellers because frankly, we had this problem in our business. It was taking us too much time to track our inventory. And so we went ahead and built this into Cheddarsoft to make this super simple, guys. So enough talk, let's go ahead and dive into my computer and let's get started. All right, everyone, I am back in my computer and I am looking at the online arbitrage purchase order record template. This is gonna be the same template that you can grab in the description below. I have a link to this spreadsheet that you can go ahead and make a copy of and then format it to your own business and kind of make it your own. But this is the template that we have been using in our online arbitrage business now for the last few years. We actually recently upgraded to a much better system, which I will go over a little bit later in the video and just kind of show you why we switched over to this new system. Let's go ahead and go over this spreadsheet real quick before we record our first order. Everything in the blue up in the top is going to be what your buyer is going to fill out. It's going to include things like the date, the name of the buyer, the link to the source website, the order number, the Amazon short link, so this is just the URL from Amazon, the ASIN, the Amazon title, the quantity purchased, the cost per unit that you paid. This is going to include your tax and your shipping cost, broken down to the item level itself, so that way you have a true buy cost. The SKU total, so how much did it cost to purchase this SKU? So essentially it's your cost per unit times the quantity that you purchased. The order total for the order, the taxes paid for this order, what was that tax percentage? And then also any notes specific to the item, cash back if you did use that, credit card, whatever credit card you used to make the purchase, and then is there any notes that encompass the entire order? Those are the columns that you will be filling out as the buyer. Now moving over here to the orange. Now the orange is going to be everything that your shipper is going to fill out. So if you are shipping your own products, this is where you can put things like the receive status. You can scan in the UPC code of that product. Does the UPC match the ASIN? This is some quality control check stuff that we've implemented. So yes or no. Is the title a match? Yes or no. Image match. Description match. And then is there a new ASIN? If you went through and you found out that, hey, the UPC code pulls up a different Amazon listing and that listing is a better match, what's the new ASIN that you're going to be listing that product on? It's very helpful when you are searching through to know what was the original ASIN that you were intending on selling on, and then what is the new ASIN. Any shipping notes, and then the shipping status. So did this make it to FBA? Did it get returned? All that good stuff. and then any reconcile notes. Reconcile notes is going to be when you are going through your purchases and checking to see, hey, did this order get canceled, or I returned this order, did it get my money back? So this is really the last step of the process, which is just going through and making sure that the product was received, sent to FBA, or if it was returned, verifying that the credit card got refunded, and then moving on. Let's go ahead and hop over here. I have an order from GameStop that I just placed and that I need to record. So let's go ahead and dive into that. What I've done here is I actually have all the tabs opened up for this order. So I have the source website as well as the Amazon listing. From these two tabs is where I'm going to gather all my information. First things first, going to my spreadsheet, what I normally like to do is I like to type in the date. So today is the 14th, 2022. And I have 3 items here. So I'm going to go ahead and just copy and paste that information down. And then I'm going to put the buyer name. So I am the one who placed this order. So I'm going to go ahead and just put my name in there, copy and paste that down below. And then I'm going to also do the order number. I like to do the order number because it's going to be the same information for all 3 items. So I like to just make sure that I have that pasted over. And then I'm going to work my way from the left to the right, and I'm going to start building out my order. So I'm going to start with the source URL, and from the source URL, I am going to paste that over. And then I'm going to come over here to Amazon, and I'm going to grab the URL from Amazon, put that right there, so that way it's linked. And then I usually will just grab my ASIN right from the description up top, paste that in, and I'm going to grab my Amazon title. You paste that in, it might come out like big print. So I recommend using Control-Shift-V, and that is going to paste it in plain format, and it will match up with the format that I have here. And then I'm going to make sure I put my quantity listed. I'm going to verify that I did buy 4 of these. Yes, I did. And then from here, normally I'll wait to fill out all the cost stuff, and I'm just going to work on my second product. So my second product is Halo Toy. I'm going to just come here and paste that in, grab the Amazon link, and I'm just doing the same thing I've done for the rest of these. I'm just grabbing this information, pasting it over into my spreadsheet. Again, utilizing the Control-Shift-V for pasting to match all the formats. And then moving on to my next product, I come in here and just pasting this information over. And I'm going to come over here and do the same thing with the Amazon listing as well. And grab that title. Okay. And now I'm ready to start filling out my cost per unit. So I'm going to go over here to my order confirmation, and I'm going to start doing some math to make sure that I can figure out what my cost per unit is. Now, with these products, GameStop was having a deal. You are getting 20% off if you spent over $100. And so what I need to verify is I need to verify first that I did get 20% off. So I need to make sure that this order discount is reflective from the subtotal. So I'm going to open up my calculator, and I am going to take 327.86, and I'm going to minus 20% from that. And I can see here that these numbers for the most part line up. It's a little bit off, but it looks like GameStop went ahead and just rounded up my discount by 3 cents just because that's the way that their system did it. I know that I got my 20% off, and I can basically tell right from here if I look at what the total for this product should have been. It's normally priced at $19.99, which would normally be, since I purchased 5, $99.95. But what they charged me for was $79.95. So I could just quickly look at this and say, yes, I am getting 20% discount like I intended to. What I could do is if I don't pay tax, I could just take this $79.95, divide it by 5, and that would give me my individual buy cost. But I do pay tax in the state that I am in. So what I need to do is I need to figure out how much am I paying in tax, what is my tax rate, and then I need to add it to this number right here. First, I'm going to do is I need to figure out what was my new subtotal after my discount, because I don't have that information up here. So I'm going to take 327.86 and minus that discount of $65.60. And that's going to give me my new subtotal of $262.26. And I'm going to need to write that down on a notepad that I have on my desk so I can refer to it here in a second. Then I'm going to reset my calculator, and I'm going to take my tax. of $22.04. And I'm going to divide that into that new subtotal of $262.26, which will tell me what my tax rate is. And that's going to give me my tax rate in decimal form, which is 0.084. And I know that in Washington State, I pay 8.4% tax for where I live. And so this number does line up. So I am paying 8.4% in tax. And I can just times that by 100, and that would show me 8.4 if I wanted to do it that way. I know I'm paying 8.4% in tax for these items. So what I need to do now is I need to take this item total, so $102.36, and I need to add 8.4% in tax. And that's going to give me my new SKU total of $110.95. So then I'm going to come over here to my spreadsheet, and under SKU total, I'm going to put $110.95. And let's just verify. Yes, that is correct. And then what I'm going to do to get my cost per unit is I'm going to just divide my SKU total by the number of units that I purchased. And that's going to tell me my new SKU total of $27.73. I have a my third digit is a 9, so I usually like to round up to make it easier because it is pretty much $27.74. So I'm going to add that right here, $27.74. And I'm going to hop back over to my other products. It looks like these two products are exactly the same price. So I'm going to do the same thing I did with the first product, and then I will know what the individual buy cost is for both of these products. So $79.95, which is my SKU total. I need to add in my tax rate percentage of 8.4%. And that's going to leave me with a number of $86.66. So I come over here, $86.66, and I'm going to divide that number by the amount of units that I purchased, which was 5, and that is going to give me a new buy cost or cost per unit of $17.33. And since these two items are exactly the same price, I know that they are going to be the same cost, so I'm just going to copy and paste that number over. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come down here, I'm going to grab this order total of $284.30. I'm going to paste that into my order total here. And then to verify my math, I'm going to highlight all of my SKU totals, and I'm going to see if they line up. So $284.27, and I paid $284.30. So the math isn't always going to be perfect because you're talking about so many different variables, but we're really close here. We're off by 3 cents. I could add 3 cents, a cent to each one of these SKU totals, and then add it into the cost per unit. But it's really not going to change these prices here too much. We're pretty close. I'm happy with it. We're good. Then I'm going to record the tax that I paid. So I paid $22.04. Just copy that number over here. And I know that my tax rate was 8.4%. I don't have any item notes with this. Unfortunately, I didn't use a cashback website because I was rushing and I didn't practice good buying habits. So I'm going to leave my cashback blank. I used our American Express to make this purchase, so I'm going to go ahead and just record that right there. And then I have no order notes for this product. At this point now, as a buyer, I am done. I will go ahead and move on to my next product and purchase that. And then once we receive the product, Charles, who is my shipper, he's going to come through here and he will fill out the rest of this information. So let me just go ahead and show you what this spreadsheet will look like after about a year of use. Now we sell roughly, I think last year we sold about 1.8 million in Amazon. And so let me just show you what our 2021 spreadsheet looked like. And it's going to look something similar to this. So you can see my products here. All of my items are recorded, and you'll see these colors. Now these colors represent different things. If it is green, it means that this product was received, sent to Amazon, and everything checked out. And you'll notice here that I don't have this information filled out like I used to, like I'm showing you. And the reason why is because we made this switch over to this new system. So let me just scroll down here back into the dates that we were really heavily using this spreadsheet system before we made our switch over to Cheddarsoft. And you can see here that I have all these lines in green, received in full, the UPCs, all my stuff said checked, yes, and then we sent it off to FBA. Everything that you see here in blue was an item that was either canceled, like you see here is canceled, and I had to verify that that cancellation happened. And so you see my reconciling notes over to the right. But I just want to scroll down and show you guys that last year we have 12,000 rows. So imagine we're entering this product information in for every item that we purchase. It really starts to add up when you're talking about a 7-figure store. And what we did is we would always, we started from the bottom. So we would start from January. And what that would look like here is I'd be starting my sourcing day and I would add rows above what I previously purchased. So that way the most recent stuff was at the top and not at the bottom. And it just helped because, well, when you're talking about 12,000 rows of products, scrolling down to the bottom can take quite a bit of time. And so as I scroll through here, you'll just see all the different colors that we had come through. These are just items that were returned or canceled, or there's something in the process that wasn't normal. And so we needed to reconcile it and do a little bit more verification as to, hey, what happened with these products? Did we receive them? Did they get lost in shipping? Did we return them? We actually got to a point where we ended up having to create a return tab and record all of our refunds and items that we were returning because we wanted to make sure that we tracked those as best as we could. But this system, like I said, it ended up growing quite a bit. And what we ended up doing was we ended up jumping over to a brand new system, and I'm going to show you now how that works. I'm going to open up my Cheddarsoft account, and I have these exact same 3 products that are actually sitting in my buy list right now, ready for an order to be placed. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to select those 3 items that I'm purchasing. I'm going to come up here to this little arrow next to the 3 selected button, and I'm going to hit create new order. From there, that is going to take me to my buy cost calculator inside of Cheddarsoft. What you would do is you just come in, do the same thing. You come grab your order number and you would just paste that in right there. I am going to switch my calculator from individual buy cost because GameStop is showing me this information on a SKU level or a SKU total level. So instead of showing me the individual price, they're giving me the price for all 4 or all 5 units that I'm placing. So I switched this over my calculator type to total buy cost. And now I'm going to be working with those numbers instead. Since I'm purchasing these products inside of Cheddarsoft, it means that my leads were already in Smart Data. And so when I add them to the buy list, it already knows what that SKU total is going to be with that 20% reflected into it. So you can see here that $102.36 for the first item matches up $102.36. And then for the 2 Halo action figures, it's $79.95. which is also what GameStop charged me. Really, guys, the only thing I need to do here is the only thing that's changed is I pay tax. So I'm going to copy my tax. I'm going to come over here to my order totals, and under the sales tax area, I'm going to just paste in what I paid for tax. That's going to then change the numbers here. It's going to show me 8.4%, what my new subtotal was, and then what my grand total was. And then what it's done is that it's adjusted my buy cost to reflect the cost of each item is with the sales tax added on top of it. And you can see here, $27.74. It matches up with what my math was. And then $17.33 per unit. It also matches up here. And then from here, guys, what I'm going to do is I just come through here. I change my status to ordered. I add in my credit card that I used. Again, I didn't use cashback because I made a mistake. I didn't use it, but normally here you would enter in your cashback source and the percentage that you got for cashback. And then from there, I'm going to hit apply and go to order. And it is going to take my information that I just entered in, and there's my order all laid out. So I have all of my records right here. And then if I wanted to go ahead and I receive this product and I wanted to send it into FBA, I would start creating a ship to FBA event, but we'll talk about that in a different video. This is just wanted to show you guys the ease of how easy this was for us to make this transition. Instead of taking all this time to manually record the information into a spreadsheet, I'm starting with my information already in Smart Data inside of my Cheddarsoft account. I just add those products when I go over them. Let me just open up Smart Data. When I'm looking at Smart Data here, I just come in here. If I find a product that I like, I hit add to buy list. I set my number of units that I want to purchase, and I add that to my buy list. And then from there, I can go to my buy list and I can start making my purchases right from here. And I can just create orders from those products. Once I do that, it takes me over to my buy cost calculator. And then I just enter in my information. It creates an order. And you can see here all my orders that I have placed. Right now I have 105 that are in order status. I have partially received 19 of them. I have 47 orders I need to reconcile. So these are going to be things like canceled orders, or maybe I had to return 1 or 2 units. And then anything that's closed means that we sent this off to Amazon and that has been completed. If you guys want to check out this new system here, what you need to do is you need to go to software.oacheddar.com and sign up. This service is amazing. It's not only a lead management system, but it is an order management system and also helps with shipping as well. So really, I like to think of this as an FBA business in a box. If you are not recording your purchases, you are making a grave mistake. I highly recommend that you record everything that you purchase, because frankly, items get lost, they get canceled, returns get lost, and you're just leaving a lot of money on the table by not tracking what you're purchasing and making sure that you are either sending it into FBA or getting your money back or getting the correct item. This was our old way of doing things, guys, and you know what? It did work. It was a great system and it worked well, but it was a lot of time to upkeep and manage. And if you came through and you accidentally deleted a column or you made a shift and you didn't realize it, you could really mess up your numbers. So when we jumped over to Cheddarsoft, I will say we saved a ton of time. We probably saved about anywhere from 40 to 50% of the time that we were using to place orders and record those purchases. And we saved that using Cheddarsoft, cutting our sourcing time basically in half. That's the old way. Cheddarsoft is the new way. If you have any questions, again, comment on this video below. If you want to know more about Cheddarsoft and how it works, go to software.oacheddar.com. And like always, guys, if you like this video and you found that it was helpful, click the like button, subscribe to the channel. It helps us out immensely. Other than that, that's going to wrap it up for this video. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you on the next one.